Okay. Here we go. I'm going to draw our picture. They're going to have, let's see. I'm not the best at drawing a picture. I am recording. This is this is a 90 degree. This is our altitude. Okay, it's cutting through that big triangle. They tell me a few things. That's Y. That's 12. Huh? Thank you. 4 and X. Now, let's use, let's see what we can use. On this one, it says the small. What's the small piece? 4. Over the altitude, what's the altitude? Y. So I'm going to write that. 4 over Y equals, what was the altitude again? No, Y. Over 12, the bigger piece. Okay, now let's cross multiply. Do y'all kind of see this? Yeah, I don't know if these little notes I wrote up there help or not. But, all right, what's 4 times 12?
48.
48. And what's Y times Y?
Y
squared. Y squared. How do you find Y squared? How do you get rid of the square?
You just
Square root it.
Square root it. Square root.
Okay, my problem is.
everything.
What's your problem?
Let me talk. Whenever I write the notes, I can't pay attention.
Well, you can wait and tell me to stop. Like, you can just pay attention, and then you can say, wait and let me write this. It won't hurt my feelings, I promise.
Okay.
All right? Now,
I was trying to write it and I missed everything.
Wait, what? Why are you square rooting everything?
okay, because I want to solve for Y. I don't want to solve for Y squared. I want to solve for Y.
When did you say Y?
No, Y times Y is not 2Y. Y plus Y is 2 Y's.
Oh yeah, you spin.
Y times Y is Y squared.
But
Like when you find the area of something and it's squared, it's because you've multiplied it. Okay, now, yes.
Hold on, please pause.
Hold on, I'm going to answer Chloe's question. What is it? What?
Why did the 48 not change at all?
It is. Y'all won't let me get there.
It's squared because Hannah's taking.
Now, if you put this in this class, I wouldn't take off points, but it's not right. They wouldn't allow that on the ACT, and in Algebra 2, this has got to be changed, okay? And we've talked about this a little. 48 has a perfect square in it. Does anybody know? 7 is not a perfect square. Perfect squares are, for 8 is not a perfect square. 4, 9, 16, 12 is not.
Skip 12. Out of 12.
2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4 times 4 is 16. 5 times 5 is 25. 6 times 6 is 36. Those are perfect squares. Why did I skip what? 12 is not a perfect square.
48 doesn't have
It's 16 times 3. It has a perfect square in it. Does 16 go into 48?
Yeah.
3 times?
Yeah.
Yes. So, what's the square root of 16?
4.
So, this is the real actual answer. And we didn't really learn that in Algebra 1. I do not know why. They assume we do. So, we will learn that in Algebra 2. You did?
I don't remember it, but I remember that.
Do it.
7 times 7.
49. Okay. Now, again, if you stopped here, I won't take off, not this year, but next year, just so you'll know, we're going to be going over a lot of these, maybe even at the end of this year. This is what you will be required. So those of you that might be a little bit more advanced, then y'all can get used to doing this, okay? Now, that's only for Y. How do I find X? Yes. Do y'all know how to find X? I used this little setup. So for X, what am I going to use? This one. Okay, what's the entire... Y'all, I'm recording, but all I can hear is y'all chit-chatting. What's the whole hypotenuse?
16.
Very good. Does anybody not understand that the entire hypotenuse is 16? Yes, very good. So there's our hypotenuse. What's the leg? X. What's the other leg? It's still X. And what is the small side? 4. Okay.
Wait, what? Never mind.
Okay. Is everybody good with that? Yes. I do wonder. I think we'll leave it like that. Okay. If we wanted this side, I'm pretty sure we'd use the long one. Anyway, we'll just stick with this for now. How do I solve this? How do I solve?
16 times 4.
16 times 4, what is that?
That would be 64.
64. And what's x times x?
X squared.
X squared. How do you get rid of a square?
Square root it.
Okay, is this one easier?
Yes.
What is x?
8.
It's 8. There we go. A little bit.
Start cross multiplying.
We did that. Now, we didn't practice it today, but that was at the beginning of this chapter. But we did not go over that today.
Why did you use 16
I wasn't
multiplied by 3?
stupid.
Why could you not do that 24 times 2 on the other one?
Wait, right here? Oh, because I was looking for a perfect square. Meaning like 9, but 9 doesn't go into 48, right? But 16 is a perfect square because I can square root it. That's what that means. Because 4 times 4. So it was 16 times 3. You look for the biggest perfect square that goes into it. Like if I had the number 50, what's a perfect square that goes into 50? 25 and 2. So I would use 25. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Again, if you don't know that by the end of this year, that's fine. But next year we will, I think we might practice those at the end of the year. I think we'll have time. Okay. How do we feel about this? It's terrible? Yeah, this is not my favorite lesson either. Yeah. Okay.
This whole chapter is wow.
Think everybody else.
Don't.
Let's look at,
No.
Yeah, okay.
this one. Okay.
See, I love you, but you
Let's do another.
Stay in that seat. Right now.
Okay, we got to find x and y. All right, so what are we going to do first?
Ooh.
Okay, what would I set up? Let's set up this one.
4
Yep.
and 1.
4 over y, that's correct.
And 5. No, 1 over 5.
And y over 5. Does everybody understand that? She set up using this one, okay? Now, what would I do? I would cross multiply.
4 times 5 equals
20 equals y squared. Is everybody good with that so far? Make sure you're paying attention. Then what?
It's number square.
We're going to square root it, and no, it's not a perfect square.
4 and 5.
Very good. But now, if you stopped there, fine. But if you can, keep going. Because what is 20? 4 times 5. So let me write that. 4 times 5. What is the square root of 4?
2.
So it's 2 square root of 5. There's my y. 2 square root of 5. All right? Now what do we have to find? The x. So I use the whole hypotenuse, which is what? 9. Okay, the whole hypotenuse.
How do you know it's 9?
Because it's both of those together. And then what's the leg? X. And then again the leg, x, over the small side, 4. So what's 9 times 4? 36, that's convenient. Equals what?
X squared.
X squared, then what?
6.
Yay, x is 6. You would square root both sides. Okay. All right, how are we feeling about this now? Is this getting better? Yes. Okay, let me see what we have on our paper. Let me pause. Oops. Our video. I know I didn't mean to press that.